And welcome back to TVB News. Two more activists from the New Citizens Movement have been found guilty on the mainland. A court in Beijing convicted Ho Xin and Yuan Dong of gathering a crowd to disturb public order. Yuan was sentenced to a year and a half in prison. Ho was spared punishment with the court saying her crime was relatively light. On Sunday, New Citizens founder Xu Zhiyong received a 4-year jail term, also for disturbing public order. The movement supports clean governance and the disclosure of officials' assets, but it has become a target of a government clampdown. Thailand's caretaker government will deploy 10,000 police in Bangkok on Sunday in a bid to ensure the smooth conduct of snap elections. Authorities say they won't tolerate anyone disrupting the vote.
Anti-government protesters once again made their presence felt. Today they targeted another government office. Demonstrators demanded staff at a provincial office of the Land Transportation Department to leave the building and suspend operations. And in the latest violent incident amid the ongoing political crisis, an explosion rocked an anti-government rally site in Bangkok in the early morning hours. A number of minor injuries were reported, and that sparked fears of more violence in the showdown between caretaker Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawat's government and the opposition demanding that she step down. Yingluck's decision to push ahead with the February 2nd snap elections doesn't sit well with her critics either. One of her ministers has delivered a warning to those who plan to disrupt the vote, saying the police won't allow them to. Protesters prevented early voting at some polling stations last weekend. The opposition has already made clear it will boycott the ballot, which Yingluck's party will almost certainly win. And even as the vote will take place as planned, Thailand's political crisis is still far from over. Not enough candidates have been able to register to provide a quorum in the new parliament after the snap elections. So by-elections would have to be held later, and the caretaker government led by Yingluck, powerless and crippled as it may be, will continue for several more months. For now, the Thai military is staying on the sidelines. Analysts say the army doesn't want to intervene because of fears that such a move may trigger even more violence.
Well, anti-government protesters in Ukraine still want President Viktor Yanukovych to step down. That's despite the latest concessions he made to the opposition. Demonstrators continue their rally in Kiev today. They are not happy, even though the Prime Minister resigned and Parliament repealed controversial anti-protest laws yesterday. They say there are other issues that still need to be resolved, such as their demand for a new election. The crisis was sparked by Yanukovych's move to ditch a treaty with the European Union and seek closer ties with Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin, for his part, has criticized the EU for sending high-level delegations to Ukraine during the anti-government protests, saying that could be interpreted as political interference. The British spy chief, whose agency was accused in documents leaked by former US intelligence worker Edward Snowden of playing a key role in mass surveillance, will step down at the end of the year. 53-year-old Ian Lobban has served as director of Britain's GCHQ eavesdropping agency for 6 years. The leaks detail the close cooperation of Britain's spy agency with the National Security Agency in the United States. It also embarrassed and angered the British government and its spy chiefs. Officials said his departure had nothing to do with fallout resulting from the leaked documents. Prime Minister David Cameron's government has so far deflected calls for changes to the way Britain's intelligence agencies are watched. He has said the current oversight system is sufficient and that much about their work must remain secret for the sake of national security.
And back locally, the government has decided not to seek funding from the Legislative Council for the construction of RTHK's new headquarters in Cheung Kwan O, at least for the time being. The Commerce and Economic Development Bureau says it has failed to reach a consensus with the LegCo Public Works Subcommittee. Officials say the only option now is to seek a new tender, and that could delay the project by 2 years. Many lawmakers are against the project, even though its estimated price tag was lowered from $6 billion to $5.3 billion by modifying the budget of some of the items. The Customs and Excise Department has seized 33 tons of baby milk powder since the 2-can limit took effect last year. Officers say they are cracking down mainly on organised groups involved in smuggling the items to the mainland. Joao da Silva reports.
A total of 4,300 cases have been reported since the export limits were introduced. Customs officers say the amount of baby milk powder seized has been on the rise. That's because since the second half of last year, officers have been focusing on networks that smuggle large amounts of formula across the border.
Those people that we're trying to catch are not users. They are not parents. Well, they are parents, but they are not carrying powder formula for their own kids. They are part of a group that operates for profit.
91% of the cases were reported at the Lo Wu and Lok Ma Chau border checkpoints. Officers added that by focusing on the syndicates, it's hoped more severe punishment would be handed down, which will serve to deter others from joining in the now profitable and illegal trade. With regards to complaints involving the Trade Descriptions Ordinance, 85% of a total of 2,360 complaints received last year were filed after the ordinance was amended in July. Customs officers say that's because of greater public awareness about the new rules.
The ratio of complaints of goods to services is about 3 to 1. The highest proportion of cases we receive are involving fruits and vegetables, and that's about 31%.
Household and electronic goods also accounted for a large number of complaints. Customs officers investigated 833 such cases, resulting in 22 prosecutions. A special team has been set up to investigate organised and fair trade practices. João da Silva, TVB News.
All right, Tony, over to you for sports.
That's right, and we got more football to talk about. English Premiership action. Another 3 points in the bag for Liverpool, who recorded their biggest derby win over Everton in more than 30 years. It also keeps them in the hunt for that all-important Champions League spot.
A Merseyside derby is always a passionate affair, and so it proved this time round between Liverpool and Everton. Liverpool skipper Steven Gerrard powered in a 21st-minute header to open the scoring at Anfield. Less than 15 minutes later, Daniel Sturridge completed a counter-attacking move to make it 2-0. Minutes later, the English forward found the back of the net again, scoring an almost identical goal to his first. Star striker Luis Suarez completed a 4-0 right after the break, helping Liverpool to their biggest win over Everton since 1982.
With a brilliant team performance. It was real good defensive organisation, outstanding on the counter-attack, and controlled our spaces really well.
Also in the Premiership, Manchester United returned to winning ways against Cardiff at Old Trafford. Robin van Persie and Ashley Young scored to complete a 2-0 win. But league leaders Arsenal dropped 2 points with a 2-2 draw at Southampton, leaving the door open for second-place Man City to leapfrog the Gunners.
In the NBA, Carmelo Anthony had 24 points and 9 rebounds in 28 minutes as the New York Knicks took down the Boston Celtics. Jeremy Tyler added a career-high 17 points, while J.R. Smith also scored 17 for the Knicks. Jeff Green scored 14 points for the Celtics, who have lost the last 3 games. The 114-88 win, meanwhile, was New York's third straight victory. A former world champion Lewis Hamilton says he's fine despite crashing his new Mercedes on the first day of pre-season testing in Spain. The accident happened while Hamilton was on his 18th lap. He said it was unfortunate, but was confident his team would be ready for the first Grand Prix of the year in Melbourne in March. Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen set the fastest time on the track.
And finally for tonight, TVB has won the right to air the Sochi Olympics. The International Olympic Committee has given TVB the exclusive right to air the 2014 Winter Olympics in Hong Kong. The Winter Games will be held in Sochi, Russia from February the 7th to the 23rd. It will feature more than 2,800 athletes competing in 98 events in 15 disciplines. Among them is Hong Kong's Barton Lui, the 20-year-old who will compete in men's short track speed skating.
He's been training in South Korea in preparation for Sochi.
I saw that. Hong Kong's not quite cold enough, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, that's the news for tonight.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Hello everyone. It was dry today. At 5 p.m., a ridge of high pressure brought fine weather to southeastern China. Today's temperatures ranged from 15.6 to 21.2 degrees, and the current temperature is now standing at 17.8 degrees Celsius. So, Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? It'll be fine tomorrow. Temperatures will range from 16 to 22 degrees. It'll be mainly fine in the following few days. Tomorrow morning's air quality health index will range from low to moderate, and the maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 7. And now to the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai and Xiamen. Sunny in Guangzhou and Macau. Sunny in Beijing, rain in Seoul. Sunny in Ho Chi Minh City, showers in Manila. Cloudy in Kuala Lumpur, rain in Jakarta. Sunny in Karachi and Mumbai. Sunny in Cairo, bright in Nairobi. Sunny in Sydney and Melbourne. Snow in Toronto and New York. Showers in Vancouver, rain in San Francisco. Showers in London, cloudy in Paris, Frankfurt, and Zurich. And that's the weather. Good night.
The heavens are immense. The land is vast. But dreams can go even further.
有梦想就有力量。
新天地要自己开创。
嘉许哥哥。
新年好! No matter the distance, never stop chasing your dreams. Wishing everyone in Hong Kong a prosperous year of the horse.